Hey everybody, it's Tony George from DocSports.com coming to you Friday poolside here. A little bit of a NASCAR preview here this weekend as we have a rare opportunity in our strongest sport to do a doubleheader this weekend. They're running Monster Cup both on Saturday and Sunday. We'll talk about the Saturday race specifically and maybe a futures pick, to win the race. I do head to heads and we'll have them on Saturday and Sunday. And bear in mind, the returning number one NASCAR capper at Docks in 2019, and we are on a 11-1 tear with top picks of 6 units or more. And we will have a 7-unit pick on Saturday for sure. I've seen the head-to-heads in the line, so we're excited about the Saturday race. The Tricky Triangle at Pocono. Be sure and get over to Doc Sports, get that free $60, get yourself hooked up with some golf, some UFC Saturday. We're coming off a 7-unit winner last Saturday on a winning card in UFC. And, of course, your NASCAR. Be sure and take advantage of this weekend. And we got baseball coming back July 24th. We're going to talk about that next week and do a Tony's Time with a couple of different guys, handicappers at Docks. So be sure and look for that. But nonetheless, on Saturday, we've got the Pocono Organics 325, sponsored by Rodale Institute. This is a race we're going to talk about. And then Sunday, you have the Xfinity race at 12:30. I don't handicap Xfinity. Put them out. But then we have the Pocono 350. And interesting, both these races are less miles, 350 miles or less than they've ran before here. Because of the uniqueness of the situation we're in with the COVID and all the stuff that's going on. But nonetheless, going to be a big race weekend and a huge opportunity to double up in profits this week. One thing about this race, let's go ahead and take a look quickly at your Saturday race. And sitting on the pole is Eric Amarola. And I'll just go through the top 10 here. Amarola, Blaney, Hamlin, Busch, Elliott, Logano, Kurt Busch. Kyle Busch is fourth. And then Keselowski, Harvick, and Bowman. And then if you want to go to 11 and 12, Truex Jr. and Johnson, based on owner points here. One thing about it, Toyotas do well here. Joe Gibbs Racing's got this track figured out. And you're going to have Truex Jr., Hamlin, and Busch all right up there in this race. And Kyle Busch is the odds-on favorite at 9-2 to win this race. Harvick 7-1, Truex 7-1, Elliott 8-1, and Hamlin 8-1, along with Brad Keselowski and then Blaney at 10-1. Then you got Logano, Eric Jones, Kurt Busch, William Byron, Alex Bowman, Jimmy Johnson, Clint Boyer, and Tyler Reddick. But this is going to be a race, I think, that you're going to see. I know one thing. Kyle Busch has not had a good year this year. He's just had issues all over the board, whether you like him or not, because of his attitude and, just not the most likable guy, personality-wise. He can drive the wheels off a car, and he's one of the better, if not one of the best NASCAR pure driver from a talent standpoint out there. And he's got, obviously, Joe Gibbs Racing behind him in the 18 car, and they have the best of the best. I think maybe this might be the weekend, either Saturday or Sunday, he breaks out. I would not be a bit surprised to see one of the Joe Gibbs Racing drivers, and that would be Truex Jr., Hamlin, or Busch. And I wouldn't also count out Kevin Harvick. He's always got a bullet for a car. Blaney, bullet for a car. This is a tricky track. Having some experience on this track is really going to help here. In my opinion, if you wanted to throw out a couple of race winners here, I would put a little bit of money on, quite frankly, Kevin Harvick, Kyle Busch, and or Denny Hamlin in this race to win it. Those would be some early leans. Now, depending on what happens on Saturday is going to have a lot to do with what happens on Sunday in terms of the order, the poll, and, of course, how teams ran, this, that, and the other. So it's going to be an interesting handicap on Sunday, but we're taking it at face value and a strong look on Saturday here. So a little bit of a preview here. We'll have a card up at 8:30 a.m. 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Saturday morning right over there at Doc's, along with our UFC card and our head-to-head golf card, which, by the way, we swept on Thursday and got a solid best bet here on Friday. And we'll give you an update and a free race pick tomorrow morning right here from the pool backyard, Las Vegas, Nevada. DocSports.com. Go get your free $60. Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in the game. Put me in, coach. We'll have a big card for you on Saturday in NASCAR.